For this activity, we are going to play the Wanna Bet game. So I'm going to give you $100 to start with. So that's going to go here. It should already be typed in for you. You have $100 to start with. So before you do problem number one or after you do problem number one, you can either solve the problem. So I would say I want to do -1 on both sides and x equals 11. And then I'm going to place a bet. How confident am I in my answer? I can bet from $1 if I'm not very confident. I can bet all the way up to the $100 that I have currently. I'm pretty confident, so I'm going to bet all $100. And then once you've placed your bet, once you write this in the bet spot, then you may go up and find the answer to problem number one. If you are correct, you get to add that. So I bet 100, so I get to add 100 to what I already had. So now I've got $200. If you get it wrong, you would have to subtract it, and I would have $0. If you do end up with $0, you may borrow $10 at a time. So then you would borrow and go back to $10. But you will have to pay back that $10 with whatever total you have at the end. Okay, so let's say I got that right, though. So now I've got the $200, and now I'm going to solve my next problem. And I am going to solve this one by dividing both sides by 2. I'm going to say x equals 9. And I'm going to place my bet and say, I'm pretty confident, but not as confident as the first time. So maybe I only want to bet $50 this time. And I go check my answer, and I find out that, nope, I'm not right. This was not 9. It was actually 8. I divided wrong. It's always good to look over and see where you went wrong. I had the right work, but 16 divided by 2 would be 8, not 9. So instead of adding, I'm going to have to subtract $50. So I had 200. So I could have bet all the way up to 200 if I wanted to, because I had the 200 now. I bet 50. I lost it because I was wrong. So 200 minus 50, I have $150. So now on this next problem, I can bet anywhere from $1 all the way up to $150. Let's do an example of if I lost my money. So let's say I bet $150 and I got the answer wrong. I have to subtract, and I end up with 0. And then I'm going to borrow. So I'm back to 10. So now on the next problem, let's say the next problem is x plus 1 equals 3. I can bet up to $10 on this one, from 1 to $10, because now I only have $10. And we're going to keep going through all 10 problems and see how much money you can end up with at the end. Remember that if you borrowed any $10 once or twice or 3 times, you have to subtract that from whatever your total is at the end.